It's TikTok night on Dancing with the Stars with a little twist to it. How's it going, guys? It's Eric Sharkey, aka the Dancing with the Stars superfan, back with another video, and today we're going to be recapping week 3, which is of course TikTok night, as 12 remaining couples dance to music that they featured on the platform, which made this platform so popular. Also, if you guys like this video, or if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and smash that like button and ring that bell to get notified for more Dancing with the Stars content from my channel. Since it was TikTok night, the twist that they added was they're allowed to incorporate any TikTok moves into their dance. Now, let's get right into the dances. First up is Jen and Jan dancing the cha-cha to She's a Bad Mama Jamma by Carl Carlton. Bruno said it was an easy delivery, but he wants her to work on her footwork placement. Although Carrie-Anne admires the fact that she's doing the show even though she gave birth to her third child 2 months ago, she wants her to work on her extensions, and Derek said it was a great performance, but he wants her to work on her turns. This was actually the same song she danced to in one of her TikTok videos after she gave birth. It was still a great dance to kick off the night, however, she did lose a bit of balance here and there while she was dancing. For their cha-cha, they received a 7 from Carrie-Anne and 6s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 19 out of 30. Next up is Lauren and Brandon dancing the cha-cha to her 5th Harmony single featuring Ty Dolla $ign, Work From Home. Carrie-Anne loves the way she moves, but she wants to see more pop in her, and Derek wanted her to attack the dance a bit more. I felt like this dance was a bit flat, and I've also noticed her legs were a bit stiff. Other than that, it was a good dance, and it was wonderful that Ally Brooke, Normani, and Dinah Jane were in the audience supporting her. For their cha-cha, they received all 3 6s from the judges, giving them an 18 out of 30. Next up is Danielle and Pasha dancing the foxtrot to Man-Child by Sabrina Carpenter. Fun fact, Sabrina was actually her former co-star from Girl Meets World. Derek admires the content in that dance, but she wants her to work on her extensions. Bruno said it was lovely and it was choreographed beautifully, and Carrie-Anne agrees with the both of them, but she needs to work on her body content. The bright side is, it was a beautiful dance and it was so elegant. Last week she injured her hamstring while she was dancing, and because of that, this was not going to stop her from competing. So for their foxtrot, they received all 3 7s from the judges, giving them a 21 out of 30. Next up is Jordan and Ezra dancing the tango to Anxiety by Doechii. Bruno said her improvement has been astonishing, and he said it was her best dance by far. Carrie-Anne said it was smooth and it was fierce, and Derek was impressed with how she kept her frame intact even with the height difference. Last week was great, but this week was even better. They attacked the dance very well, and I loved how this dance represents anxiety. For their tango, they received all 3 8s from the judges, giving them a 24 out of 30. Next up is Dylan and Daniela dancing the foxtrot to Yukon by Justin Bieber. Carrie-Anne loved how he learned the content so much. Derek said it was smooth and he liked the control, and Bruno said it was smoldering. I give Daniela so much credit for helping Dylan work on his frame and being able to lead the dance. Now that's what you call a major improvement. For their foxtrot, they received a 7 from Carrie-Anne and 2 8s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 23 out of 30. Next up is Elaine and Alan dancing the tango to Gnarly by Cat's Eye. Derek told her she was badass, excuse my language, but he wanted her frame to be a bit wider. Bruno admires her getting into character in the dance, and Carrie-Anne said she was incredible, but she wants her to trust Alan a bit more. It was still another great dance from both of them, and even though she's in her 50s, she was able to ace that tango. And I also love the fact how her villain character from The Parent Trap was able to become popular on TikTok. So for their tango, they received all 3 7s from the judges, giving them a 21 out of 30. Next up is Whitney and Mark dancing the samba to the radio edit version of Shake Ya Ass by Mystical. Carrie-Anne said she was in control and she was on fire, and this dance left Derek speechless. Not only did I really like the dance because it was amazing and it had a lot of samba content to it, they also added the TikTok live segment, which was pretty cool. So for their samba, they received all 3 8s from the judges, giving them a 24 out of 30. Next up is Scott and Riley dancing jazz to Like Jenny by Jenny. he did a surprise dance to this song at his wedding for his husband. Carrie said he owned that dance floor and he was in his element. The one word Derek described that dance was red. And Bruno said he was on fire and he loved how the choreography that Riley created suited him very well. The last 2 weeks were a work in progress, but this dance had a lot more potential. With him dancing to that song at his wedding and he still had it in him was really mind-blowing. So for their jazz routine, they receive an 8 from Carrie and 7s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 22 out of 30. Next up is Hilaria and Gleb dancing the samba to the remix version of Shake It to the Max by Moily, Silent Addie, Skillabang, and Shensia. Derek said she was a league of her own and he loved the samba rolls in that dance. Bruno said it was a classic samba and she hit every bit cleanly. Carrie said Len would have loved the dance, but she also said her musicality was off. As I was watching that dance, the one thing I pointed out was the fact that they were rushing in some parts of the dance. Despite some of the issues in that dance that Bruno and Carrie pointed out, it was still a good dance. For their samba, they received 2 7s from Carrie and Bruno and an 8 from Derek, giving them a 22 out of 30. Next up is Andy and Emma dancing the foxtrot to Northern Attitude by Noah Kahan and Hosier. Bruno loved the natural charm in that dance, and he also noticed there was more content in that dance, and Carrie loved how he was able to express himself. This was one of the most heartwarming dances of the night, and I really loved how much support he got after his dance because he's very likable. So for their foxtrot, they received all 3 6s from the judges, giving them an 18 out of 30. Next up is Robert and Whitney dancing the salsa to $1 Million Baby by Tommy Richmond. Carrie said it was a great performance. Derek said the dance was strong, but he said he was a bit stiff at some parts, and Bruno said it was a wonderful performance. Despite some of the issues that Derek and Bruno pointed out, it was still another amazing performance, and I was so speechless when he took off his shirt. So for their salsa, they receive an 8 from Carrie and 7s from Derek and Bruno, giving them a 22 out of 30. And last up is Alex and Val dancing quickstep to Pop Music by M/Robin Scott. Derek said it was a fantastic performance, but he wants her to work on her frame as he was demonstrating it. Bruno said she's a contender, and he thanked her for adding the moves that were needed in that quickstep, and Carrie said it was her best performance by far. With her being a TikTok sensation, it was a really fun performance. She was light on her feet, and she did not miss a single step. What a perfect dance to end TikTok night. So for their quickstep, they received 2 8s from Carrie and Bruno, and a 7 from Derek, giving them a 23 out of 30. Now that we got to all the dances, let's take a look at the leaderboard. A 2-way tie at the top of the leaderboard with 24 points are Jordan and Ezra, and Whitney and Mark. Alex and Val, Dylan and Daniela tied with 23 points. A 3-way tie with 22 points are Hilaria and Gleb, Robert and Whitney, and Scott and Riley. Danielle and Pasha, and Elaine and Alan tied with 21 points. Jen and Jan with 19 points. And a 2-way tie at the bottom with 18 points are Andy and Emma, and Lauren and Brandon. The best dances of the night were Alex Earl, Dylan Efron, Jordan Childs, and Whitney Levitt. And the improvement of the night is Scott Hoying. Now let's reveal the couples who are safe and who is in jeopardy. Andy and Emma, Elaine and Alan, and Lauren and Brandon were in jeopardy, while the rest of the couples are safe and moving on to next week. As a surprise to all of us, spoiler alert if you don't want to hear this one, Lauren and Brandon were shockingly eliminated, while Andy and Emma and Elaine and Alan were safe. This one really shocked me because I thought Lauren was going to make it farther than week 3. I guess with her being at the bottom of the leaderboard, her fanbase could not capitalize any further. If you could pick between this elimination or Normani finishing in 3rd place back in season 24, this is probably more shocking compared to Normani's result when she was announced that she finished 3rd. Be sure to tune into next week for Disney Night, as Disneyland will be celebrating their 70th year anniversary, so you don't want to miss that. So that'll do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Eric Sharkey, aka the Dance with Stars Superfan. Catch you next time.